In this video, we're going to be talking about how self-abandonment, the act of ignoring yourself and doing for others instead of paying attention to your own personal needs, is a physiological event. It's not just psychological. So it's not just causing stress, trauma, depression, anxiety. It's actually affecting you at a biological level. And there is science supporting this. So chronic self-suppression activates the sympathetic nervous system, and it will elevate cortisol. And we know that the behaviors of fawning, which is a fawning and freezing, which are responses to chronic stress, are not personality flaws. They are an actual action taken by the limbic system when the body goes through fight or flight. Chronic people-pleasing, over-functioning, we've always thought that was just the way to be for many of us. And that has now been shown to be associated with both adrenal dysfunction, HPA axis dysfunction, and disruption. So chronic acts that we always thought were normal or to be expected and over-accommodating, and I've got to succeed by doing this and making everybody happy, we now know has a direct negative effect on your brain and your adrenals. Additionally, when we inhibit our own emotions, we're inflamed, our immune system doesn't work as well, and we can't tell the difference between an external threat. So this is a point I make a lot, especially at the cellular and mitochondrial level, where if there's a threat going on, it could be a virus, it could be a toxin, it could be a food you just ate that is not good for you and you know it's not, that threat, the body can't tell the difference between that and you causing a threat by suppressing what should really be said, by suppressing your needs, by continuing to people please. So think about that. What if your behaviors of people-pleasing, accommodating that have just come so easily to you and are the right thing to do, what if they are just as bad, if not worse, as you eating red dye-filled candy or breathing in gasoline? And that's what we're starting to understand. So a few of the studies, there's been studies between the polyvagal theory, the fact that we know fawning is a trauma response. There was a Journal of Psychology study showing chronic emotional, this was back in 1997, chronic emotional inhibition associated with elevated physiological arousal and a suppressed immune system increased susceptibility to getting sick. So these things have been known for 30 years already, and we have not taken the leap to really understand what it's doing to our body until now. The energetic map, the truth is ancient. It wasn't just known 30 years ago. Ancient systems have already known this because long before cortisol was measured or the vagus nerve was mapped, these systems knew where suppression lived in the body. So everything from the chakras to Kundalini, Ayurveda, they would really go into the fact that they needed attention, because we now see that those systems and those areas and locations in the body are where chronic tension, dysfunction, and disease can show up when you've spent years abandoning yourself. It's really fascinating. We know our root chakra is related to survival, and all the chakras moving up have different associations. The solar plexus, personal power. And we see a lot of disease in the lower areas, root, sacral, and solar, which are the lower three, whether it's gut issues, feminine issues with cycle or endometriosis or infertility, and male issues with low testosterone happening because people are not feeling safe. We see a humongous amount of thyroid issues, especially in women, because of the throat chakra and not expressing your needs. So what we need to understand is, again, that there is science behind all of this. And when you're in a state of fear and you shut down, the ancients knew you needed things like Kundalini, traditional breath work and yoga and movement to get these stuck patterns to move through you. And additionally, where it shows up clinically, so what happens with chronic self-suppression. One of the number one most fascinating issues is autoimmunity and the abandonment of self. When you really think about it, if you've abandoned yourself by merging into other people, living your life for other people, even though that was what you thought you were supposed to do. Especially we see this in moms that have, very busy careers, and then all of a sudden they have kids and they're trying to make it all work, trying to take care of the kid, trying to make sure their husband and their kids are happy and healthy, and their needs are not even on the list of things to do. And when we see that happen, this high level of everything from autoimmunity to GI distress to the obvious psychological symptoms of anxiety and depression pop up. Chronic exhaustion is coming in, again, from carrying a version of yourself that's not authentic. When we spend so much energy trying to be these people that are not authentically us, that we end up burning through energy and getting a shutdown in our mitochondria so that the production of ATP and energy is compromised. I see that day in and day out in my clinic, where I'll have, especially women, but I see it in men as well, come in exhausted or just not at the top of their game, and everything's checking out. They may be doing peptides or stem cells, they're taking all the vitamins, their labs look amazing, normal labs. They are taking the greatest vitamins, the NAD of the world, and the IV drips, and they can't get over that hump. And the real biohack, the real benefit comes in when they can take a moment, tap in, find out where have you abandoned your own needs, desires, and dreams. That is what I see when people are willing to do that. And I'll say a big caveat, which is many people are not. They're okay with continuing to live this way, and then we have to deal with the symptoms and issues that pop up related to it. But at least a level of awareness. Ask your body, what do you need? This is what I have my patients do daily. When you wake up, and I'll give you this tip to try. When you wake up in the morning and before you go to bed at night, tap in. So typically what I will do is at night, I will run a scan. You can start with your feet, go all the way up, and just ask your body, thank it first and ask it, what do you need? Please reveal to me what you need to operate at a higher level where you feel heard, seen, and excited about life. And you can take a minute in the morning to, again, have gratitude, to be empowered, to understand that most things that you're worrying about are completely out of your control. And as soon as you let go and trust and surrender, if you just make relationship with your body, with the things you can control, and release the rest, that entire physiological cascade that occurs from self-abandonment and self-judgment is going to improve. You're going to see improved sleep, improved energy, decrease things like allergies and gut symptoms. I see this all day, every day, brain fog improving. And it's from this simple act of having gratitude for this beautiful vessel we've been given, of asking yourself, your body, what it needs, and then of actually taking action. And it could be little steps, like you thought a shake was the best thing for you every day with your coffee. And guess what? Maybe your body needs some actual food. It wants eggs and peppers and a little bit of grass-fed, protein of some sort. Maybe it is the fact that you sit at your desk all day and you've been meaning to get those blue light blocking glasses and you just haven't done it yet. So just small acts, when you show your body that you're ready to take action, that you're ready to hear it, that you're done with abandonment, you will notice improvements quickly. It's not going to take a long time. And then it will be like a snowball effect. You'll start feeling better, and then you'll be able to do a little bit more. You'll be able to listen a little more clearly. You'll be able to have boundaries and be able to express what your needs are, and you'll be on the path to healing.